Good morning, good afternoon, Broker Nation, and thank you for taking the time to join us today on our April episode of ARIVE Partner Spotlight. In this webinar series, we invite experts from our lending partners to talk about topics that can help you grow and scale your business. We are very excited to have today with us one of our returning guests, Curtis Edwards from Orion Lending. They joined ARIVE somewhere in November 2024. So first, I want to thank them for the partnership with ARIVE. If you are not signed up with them, I highly suggest you give them a shot. They only work with brokers, they only operate in wholesale, and they are a specialized non-QM lender. They have programs that can help you serve every borrower or every situation. Today, Curtis is going to talk about one of the newer programs in the wholesale channel, the medical professional loan, or also known as doctor loan. With graduation season coming up, there could not be a better program that can help you again serve more borrowers with their unique needs. With that, I think, Amy, you'll make some housekeeping announcements. Curtis, after that, the stage, the stethoscope will be all yours.
Perfect. Thank you.
Love that, Harish. Yes, thank you everyone for joining. As usual in these spotlights, we welcome our community to ask questions, engage. Curtis is going to be doing a deep dive into what this program's all about. And so we do support this product and ARIVE as well in the pricing engine. So hopefully you find this meaningful and can look for this product and hopefully get some new business out there with your referral partners. But do put all your questions in the chat. We'll be kind of answering those live if they're relevant, or any questions you have about Orion in general. We definitely want to make this a good use of everyone's time. So with that, I'll pass the torch to you, Curtis, or the stethoscope.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. I will go ahead and share my screen. All right, perfect. Thank you both for the warm introduction. We're very excited to showcase this new product. Doctor programs have not been available in wholesale for as far as I can remember. It's been a retail program. Some credit unions, as we've talked, have had this before. So when the opportunity to partner with an investor on this product came about, we jumped on it very quickly. As Reese mentioned, we do a lot of non-QM. We also do a lot of jumbo programs. Non-QM and jumbo account for about a little over 50% of our monthly production. We also have various down payment assistance and grant programs, and of course, the run-of-the-mill agency stuff. So check us out for all that. But we'll go ahead and jump into the Titan MD product. All right, so Titan MD program is a unique program specifically for medical professionals, where the long-term income trajectories are obviously very positive, but they may be early in their career where they may not have established themselves either from a business standpoint or an asset standpoint. But everyone knows that doctors, as they get jobs, it may take them throughout the country, and they need housing. So that's really what this program is built for. So with this program, there's flexible options for pricing on both fixed and ARMs, which are very positive. The program will continue to evolve as the program grows, as we start seeing securitizations, performance. There's a lot that goes into it. So, some of the doctors that are eligible, you may not see a borrower that matches. That's fine. You can reach out to us. We'll see if there's any exceptions available. And also, we track that data for future enhancements of the program. So, target borrowers. Okay. So as we walk through the different types of medical professionals, at least one borrower must have one of these medical designations. Again, if it's not on the list, they're not eligible today. However, we are keeping track for future deployments. They can be minimum of degrees and active employment or contracts for future employment. And we'll get into that. The time period is quite lengthy, which is good. So what makes this program stand out? This is where the fun part begins. So it allowed up to 100% financing, loan amounts up to $2 million. No MI, it's primary residence only, one unit. There's no first-time homebuyer overlays. So if your borrower's a first-time homebuyer, that's fine. We don't ask for anything additional. There's also non-traditional credit allowed, which I'll get into. Non-OC co-borrowers are allowed, and there's only one appraisal required. Non-permanent resident aliens are also allowed on this program up to 95% LTV. All borrowers must have at least one FICO score and at least one active trade line. However, non-traditional trade lines can be used. The active trade line we're looking for is for 24 months. For non-traditional, we follow Fannie Mae. So Fannie Mae only requires 12 months for non-traditional credit. So if the borrower has one FICO score and one trade line for 24 months, you're fine. If they don't have that trade line, but they do have the FICO score, you can build alt trade lines per Fannie Mae. We require 24 months employment in the US that can be supplemented with school, similar to a lot of the Fannie Mae programs. So as we go through the guides, anything that's not addressed, we default to Fannie Mae. So projected income must be within 150 days of the note date. So if the borrower has an offer letter within 150 days, you can use that income for qualifying. In addition, if the borrower is 1099, medical contractors are allowed, must provide a 12-month work history. Again, school can be supplemented. And the contract presented has no expenses and guaranteed value hours or compensation. If you have questions on this, you could reach out to your AE, send a copy of the contract, and our team will review it to make sure it meets the guidelines. Loan purpose, purchase, rate term, and delayed financing. The products available are 15, 20, 25, and 30-year fixed terms. And then we've got our ARMs up to 100% LTV at 5, 7, and 10-6 ARMs. Minimum loan amount on fixed is $100,000. So while this program allows up to $2 million, it also can help borrowers on some of the lower loan amounts, depending on the geographic area. So fixed is a minimum of 100. Remember, it's owner-occ only. And SFR, ARMs up to 300, or excuse me, down to $350,000 for the minimum loan amounts. And of course, maximum loan amounts of $2 million. These are all manually underwritten, so there's no AUS, but we do follow Fannie Mae guides, as I mentioned. No documentation waivers are considered, no appraisal waivers, anything like that. The minimum FICO is 680. 680 will get you up to 1.5 at 100%. The minimum LTV is 90.01. So there is a minimum LTV on that. And the reason we put that on there is we have another jumbo program that goes up to 90. That's generally priced a little bit better than the doctor program. Maximum LTV CLTV is 100%. DTI, 90 to 95, or excuse me, 90.01 to 95 is a max of 50 DTI. Greater than 95 is 45% DTI. And then your ARMs and 15-year fixed are capped at 45. One unit owner-occ, condominiums are allowed, attached, must be warrantable, non-warrantable condos are not allowed. Modular homes are allowed, PUDs, and up to 40 acres. Only one appraisal is required, and transferred appraisals are allowed on this program. Business funds are also allowed. Gifts are allowed. So gifts are allowed for down payment and reserves. Cannot pay off debt with gifts if needed. And then the reserves, less than 95, less than or equal to 95, up to 1.5, no reserves required. 1.501 to 2 million, 3 months reserves. So very, very light on the reserve requirements. Greater than 95, up to 1.5 is 3 months, and then up to 2 million is 6 months. Student loans. This is really one of the benefits of these programs is the treatment of student loans. So student loan payments may be excluded if the borrower is in a residency of fellowship and is qualifying using the current residency fellowship income. So if they're in residency, student loan payments can be excluded completely. Otherwise, if a monthly payment is provided on the credit report, so if the borrower is no longer in the fellowship or residency, then you would follow this second part, where if a monthly payment is provided on the credit report, the amount indicated for monthly payment may be used for qualifying. If the credit report does not provide a monthly payment or shows a zero as a monthly payment, the monthly payment may be one of the options below. Loan payment indicated on the student loan documentation, so follows Fannie Mae, or deferred or in forbearance, use 1% of the outstanding balance. A fully amortized payment using the documented loan repayment terms is also allowed. So target audience on this particular loan. So obviously the eligible medical professionals, as mentioned earlier in the slides and on the matrix. Income trajectories are strong, but they're not quite there yet, but they have a lot of potential. There's limited assets. You know, they're starving students. We've all been there. Student loan balances may be excluded depending on the residency and fellowship, as we mentioned. First-time home buyers, great. It's offered in all 50 states. We're licensed in all 50 states, so we can offer this loan in all 50 states. Obviously, loan amounts up to $2 million. Available for permanent and non-permanent resident aliens. Projected income. Borrowers need a lower DTI or removal of MI and lower monthly payments. So one of the things, as far as the exceptions for loan amounts that I wanted to touch on. So this program's really, it's not designed for that doctor that's been in practice for 5 to 10 years, is very successful. That's not what this program's intended for. It's really intended for the medical professional that's recently out of college, limited assets, limited credit, student loan debt. It's really tailored for that person. Where I'm going with that is every once in a while we get the exception, $3-4 million house. Is that something we would consider? And it's not. We may consider slightly over 2 million on the purchase price and on the loan amount, but very slightly. It's really not for the borrower for the experienced medical professional to purchase their forever home. That's not what this program is intended for. We do have programs for that. Titan Prime Jumbo goes up to 3.5% or $3.5 million. Price great. So we do have other programs for it, but this one's specifically for those folks that are newer to the medical profession. The other program notables for those in Texas, where I'm at, sitting in Plano today, rate and term only. Texas Cash Out has some other requirements that we simply cannot meet. Minimum loan amount must be $1 greater than the conforming loan limits. As I mentioned, minimum one trade line for 24 months is required, otherwise non-traditional. 90.01 LTV. We will not go below that. Non-op co-bars are allowed, maximum 50% income contribution. Guidelines exceptions are case by case. There are 10 eligible medical professionals. Interestingly enough, chiropractor is not one of them. And I love my chiropractor, but can't help him with the loan. And then assumable, the arms are assumable should that come into play. And that is the Titan MD program. It's a basic program, right? It's got a lot of opportunity for the right borrower, but it's not a difficult program to underwrite. It's not a difficult program to understand. Everything that I've shown you here are the guidelines. Anything outside of that, we default to Fannie Mae. So I'll go ahead
Curtis,
and, yes.
yes, we have some questions, but I'm just regretting that I'm queasy around the side of anything medical. Otherwise, I feel like this would have been a great profession to go into. This program is phenomenal. And some of the things that stick out to me is the fact that it's 100% loan. That is unbelievable. And also the fact that projected income can be used. If I'm graduating and I know I have this potential and I need to move to this location because I have this new job, right? I mean, this is exactly what that type of person is for. They're going to be making money and making payments. They don't have a lot of assets built up, which I see there's a minimum LTV as well. So there's a couple of questions that come up, one of that being regarding the LTV. So it offers up to 100% LTV, but there's a minimum of 90.01. Can you just maybe explain the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, and the reason behind the minimum on the LTV is to really target the borrower that we have in mind, which is those new medical professionals, those new doctors that haven't established themselves in the field financially. That's really what it's for. And as I mentioned, we have other programs that jumbo programs that will go up to 3.5 at the higher LTVs, i.e. 90% that are priced better. So if a borrower does have the means to put more down payment, we have options for that too that will be priced much better than the Titan MD program. And don't hear me wrong, the Titan MD program is priced very well. But when you're dealing with an A-paper jumbo for somebody that's putting 20% down, you can do much better, or even 15% down. You can do much better than a Titan MD program because a lot of the risk is built into these loans. Consider 100% LTV on a $2 million loan. There's some risk there, but it's very minimal, based on performance that we've seen historically and since we rolled the program. These loans perform very well, which is why we're comfortable with the risk associated.
And there's no mortgage insurance for that reason too. It's kind of built into the
Correct.
pricing. Okay.
Exactly.
We have
Yeah,
a couple requests for maybe if you could put this slide back up regarding the DTI.
absolutely.
It was pretty straightforward, I believe, of the 45 and 50, but someone else had a question too, what's a non-permanent resident alien? So that definition, which is great. There's a lot of doctors in this category, but they're a foreign national living in the US that doesn't have a green card. So typically a visa holder, but here qualifying right in every other aspect of this product. But they do pay taxes of the income earned in the US as well.
Yeah, work visas, stuff like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
And I
And
have two questions, Curtis. Yeah, go ahead. Explain the
yep.
DTI. Yeah.
Yeah, here's the DTI. So 90.01 to 95, you can go up to 50. Greater than 95, or excuse me, greater than 95, it's 45. And remember, non-op co-borrowers are allowed at up to 50% of the income. So you can add a non-op co-borrower. There's no LTV restrictions on non-op co-borrower. Simply the income cannot exceed 50%.
Yeah, we have some great questions coming in. I have two questions. This is a newer program, as you talked about in the wholesale. So how do our broker partners find leads or find customers or prospective customers for these types of programs? I don't believe a doctor finishing his residency or her residency will walk up in a broker's office when looking for a loan, because traditionally, banks and credit unions have been very, very popular in giving these types of loans. So how do they market? How do they build their pipeline? Any thoughts or suggestions on that?
Yeah, actually, I do. I've met with a few other brokers, talked about the program, and some of the things that they've done is they've actually gone to the hospitals and talked to the admins there, because a lot of hospitals have relocation programs for doctors that are coming on board. And because gifts are allowed, that also means that employer contributions are allowed per Fannie Mae. So there's an opportunity for a borrower to go to the minimum LTV of 90.01, and the employer may offer some sort of employer assistance for a down payment that can be contributed to that as well, or even for closing costs. So what I've found is the brokers that have really taken alike to this program. They've gone to the hospitals and talked to the admins, whether they have connections or not, or just cold called it, don't know. But they were able to get in contact through the hospitals and connect with them on some of the programs they offer for relocation packages for doctors.
And do you offer training or marketing material around these so that the
We have
broker partners can use them as they
tons of marketing material. So our marketing department, I refer to it as a marketing agency because we do a lot of stuff around marketing. So within our Star portal, which is our broker portal, for those that are approved with us, you know what I'm talking about. For those that aren't approved, go to our website, orionlending.com. You can get signed up very quickly. Within our Star portal, though, there's something called the Star Marketing Studio. Within the Star Marketing Studio, we have a plethora of marketing campaigns related to this and all of the other products we have. We also have MLS integrations. You can do open house flyers. It converts to 6 different languages. We have translation abilities. You can basically create your own brand within our marketing portal, where all the flyers are generated with your brand colors, your contact information, your referral partners. I mean, the sky is the limit on what you can do with this. So you can set up your social media to auto drip. I mean, there's tons you can do, and we have more flyers in there than you will know what to do with for all of this, whether it be social or email or print.
Yeah, you guys have an amazing marketing portal that's definitely worth checking out. You've got a good team over there. We have a request to see the property slide back up. I'm wondering if it might just be worth it, just kind of slowly scrolling through the slides one more time. I think everyone's interest is peaked, and so they might want to just get a refresh on some of the parameters.
Yeah, let's go through it. And then I'll send you the PDF as well, or you could PDF it.
Yeah, everyone here can certainly get a copy of this. Orion can send this out to our attendees as well. There is a question. We touched on the exceptions, and you said it's probably pretty rare. Is that within your wheelhouse to make those? Do you make them with the investor? Or are you already pretty confident with what would qualify? And are there any that may be more likely to be approved than others?
Sure. So we trade this with a REIT. So there's some parameters in which we can make exceptions, but it's very small at this point because it's a new product, and there's still a lot of data that needs to be processed, I guess you could say. We just rolled this product. This product just came to market about 4 months ago. So it's still relatively new. Prior to that, it had been several years ago that somebody had a doctor program. So it's been some time. So we're still looking at the data, looking at the performance, the different FICO scores related to LTV and DTI, how it all works out. Once we get more of that data, we'll be able to better make decisions on exceptions. But for now, because it's a new program, we reach out to the REIT on some of these to see if it fits their securitization appetite.
So would this be something that if I'm a loan officer and I might already know I'm outside the box, is it something they could ask their AE, you'd be able to vet, or would you kind of require?
Absolutely. No. Yeah. I try not to. I don't want to say waste people's time of submitting a loan and underwriting it. Both our time and yours. We normally can get a pretty good idea from a scenario standpoint whether it's something that we can consider.
I'm going to add a shameless plug for Arrive. So again, Curtis, we launched a product called Arrive AI, and which fully supports your medical professional program. So any of the brokers who are a part of our pilot, you can ask away all these questions on LTVs and DTIs, and because we are looking at your actual guidelines, which you have on your website, and then the right question will get answered with the right data. But anyway, so anything on the guidelines, if you guys have, if you're on our pilot, which will be expanded soon, you can ask all these questions inside Arrive. There's a chatbot available today. But yeah, go ahead, Curtis. So.
Sure. So one of the questions was the list of doctors. So I put the list of doctors back on that are eligible.
Someone's asking, is a doctor of physical therapy treated the same as chiropractic? You mentioned chiropractic's not here. I'm assuming this
Mm.
is a very specific list, and if it's
It's a
not
very
one
specific
of these,
list.
it's not going to be
Exactly.
eligible.
Correct. Correct. Today, yes, it has to be one of these designations. Otherwise, it is not eligible.
And
Okay.
Curtis, talk about anything you can about the investors. Like I'm guessing all these constraints are here because the end investor to whom you sell this loan is requiring this. Do you see this market opening up? Do you see more investors, which will lead to
I,
more
I,
flexibility or anything you
I,
can?
I doubt we'll see more investors because of it's not a popular product, right? You know, it's been years since we've seen something. This particular REIT, which is a very popular, successful REIT, um, decided to bring this back into it. So we'll see how the next 6 months goes. But in early conversations, we do want to open it up for more professions. But again, it's a timing thing. That will continue to evolve over time. But for now, this is what we're sticking with, and as we get more performance under our belt, I do see us opening up the doctors on this.
And as brokers compete with credit unions or banks, which have been offering this for a while, where do you see rates are in the wholesale channel? Did you do any analysis? Like, are they competitive? I know brokers struggle with jumbo all the time, which you guys offer or give them a solution. In terms of rates, where do you see broker rates as compared to the retail or the bank channel?
You know, I don't see many because personally, I don't know of any credit unions that even offer this. You hear about them, but you don't know about them, and obviously they don't publish rate sheets, so it's tough to get. There's the property eligibility. Somebody was asking for that. I haven't priced it in the last week since the spreads have tightened a little bit on the non-QM jumbo market with everything the geopolitical stuff that's going on, right? It's been kind of a wild ride over the last couple of weeks. It's settling down a little bit, but we're seeing rates in the sixes on this, low sevens to high sixes
Wow, at
with no
100%?
MI at 100%. Yeah, even jumbo, we're seeing low sixes, like on our normal A paper jumbo. We're always priced very well there. We do a considerable amount of that a month, and very good at. We're fully delegated on everything we do. So, we don't, if it meets guides, we're not sending it for a second level review or anything like that. We're fully delegated. This is a very unique program though, where we do have to sell it to a REIT, unfortunately. I try to securitize as much as I can.
So you talked about where you can find, new, fresh doctors, right out of school. Someone's asking about lists. I'm not familiar if there's lists of doctor professionals. I'm sure that it can be obtained somewhere, but just to reiterate what you said, I think you go where they are, right? And that's hospitals, and you try to find your client in the spaces that they're in. There may also be, again, financial advisors or people that may be working with those types of
Mm-hmm.
people who are, hey, I'm in this
Tax
stage of life.
professionals,
Right,
financial
exactly.
advisors. Yeah. Every hospital has admins, right? And it's getting, to those people and letting them know what you have to offer. Cause it's the type of program that opens doors, right? It's not common. Very, very few lenders have it at this point in time. So it's going to open doors for folks, and it's a warm lead, if you will. So go to the hospitals, try to get to the admins. You mentioned financial advisors. That's always a great place to go. Tax professionals. It's almost tax season too. Well, it kind of is tomorrow.
Yeah. And like Harish had said, we do support this inside of our product and pricing engine. We've added a little button to click for medical professionals. So if this is something you're wanting to look at, right, what rates Curtis talked about, obviously you need to go to Orion for full, product eligibility, and we'll share these slides and stuff. But you can take a look at that doctor program inside of Arrive as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our support team. I think
Yes,
we've
thank you.
answered all of our questions.
Perfect. And for those that aren't approved, as I mentioned, you can go to our website, orionlending.com. We have two options for approval. One's Express Approve. It's very easy. We've built our own broker application. It's all digital. And if you choose Express Approve, you can get a login generally within an hour or two. And you can do everything, lock the loan, upload the loan, do all of that kind of stuff, submit for underwriting. We just ask that you complete the full package before the CD goes out. Oh, and also all new brokers that are new to Orion get an extra 15 basis points in price for the first 30 days on locked loans. So if you happen to have a Titan MD or a regular jumbo or a DSCR, or a DPA, or you're looking for a grant for conventional, 1%, 2%, or 3% grant on conventional, we give an extra 15 bips on all of that. So check us out. If you're not set up, if you are, reach out to your AE. They've got more information on this, or you can find me as well.
Is there a good email address that they can reach out to if there's questions on this specific product if they don't have an AE? I know within the ARIVE platform, if you click on our integrated lenders tab up at the top, it's like a bank symbol. If you click on Orion's logo, there is a get information, contact us lead form. So you can certainly fill that out if you don't have a good contact. They're also in the product and pricing engine under the results. If you're not approved with them, there's a sign up link there. So tons of ways, right, to get in touch. But if you do have an email or something, Curtis, maybe we can share that too for this group on the call.
Yeah, it's simple. info@orionlending.com.
Awesome.
That comes directly to myself and a couple other executives, and I'll reply to it or point you in the right direction. So info@orionlending.com. Anything you need, any questions, we'll help you out there.
Thank you, Curtis, for this informative session. This is a great program in the broker channel. Hopefully, our broker partners can take advantage of them and serve these unique borrowers. So we appreciate the partnership. We appreciate the time. This presentation will be available on ARIVE's YouTube channel within a few days. So if you guys want to walk through this again, you all are welcome to. But thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And thank you, Curtis.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And for all the brokers out there, thank you for your time. Look forward to working with you. Have a great day. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.